All right. What's up, everybody? We are doing it, guys. This is a very special episode because we're talking about Unreal Engine. I'm going to let people filter in for the next 3 to 5 minutes, But yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one because I am new to this program. I'm very new to this program. I probably seriously started learning it about 2 weeks ago. Um, and it's deep, guys. It's real deep. So I want to basically break this down for you guys and at least get you started and up and running. Because it's gonna be very scary and very daunting when tasked with jumping into a new program. Um, and especially a program like this, because this program, you can make video games with it. You can make like photo real renders with it, and I'll show you guys kind of a breakdown, not a breakdown, but more of like a highlight reel of the stuff I want to create, at least using this program. I think it's the future, and I think that it would be oh, I got the name on here. Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna swipe this over to this side. I don't want to get alerts for the whole stream, but thanks for the thanks for the request there. Um, but yeah, like it can be very daunting. It can be very scary. I just want to get you guys downloading this program. It's all free, and I want to get Megascans up and running for you guys as well, because that is also free. The whole Megascans library and all those assets are just at your expense here, and you can use them to create anything you want. But yeah, we'll keep people filtering in here, and then we'll get started. How's everybody doing? Are you guys doing okay? Are you hanging in there, having a good weekend so far? Did you guys have a good week? What's going on, everybody? We got Logan from Canada. What's up? I did get a haircut. Yes, indeed. Why is half of my hand black like this? This is a little glove for... Here, let me see if I can pull this up. So this glove is for my pen tablet situation. I'm kind of tethered to the computer here. But basically... this is my tablet, and I'm able to glide over the surface of this thing a lot smoother with this glove. Sometimes the oil's in my hand, or if I was like sweating or something, it'll kind of smear across this, and the glove just makes it really easy to effortlessly glide across the top of this thing. So that's why you guys see me wearing this glove all the time. It's because I'm always working on these things, and then like the VFX artist react videos, I'll be working, I'll get pulled for filming, and I'll go back to working. So I got the bone phones, I got the the little glove. But that's what that is. If you guys were wondering, it's not an injury thing. So as far as like what we're creating today when it comes to Unreal Engine, again, the whole point is to get you guys set up and started in this program. We'll mess around with some assets where I'm not going to create anything like you're seeing here on my desktop. I guess my face is blocking it, but we're not going to be really making any crazy image today. I honestly don't know too much about it. I will show you guys what I do know once we hop in. But it looks like we got a good group of people in here. We got like 125 people. How's the domino video going? The domino video is going pretty well. It is a lot of work. And if those of you guys who don't know, I work at Corridor Digital, and we shot a live action domino run. So it's going to be a crazy VFX video, like in the vein of the world's longest lightsaber and the world's biggest laser. It's going to be the world's largest or the world's longest domino run, and it's just CG dominoes the whole time, and it's crazy. and it's a lot of work. So I've been working on that at Corridor. Is this a series? JB, I do this every Saturday. So I guess it's a series, but it's more of like I don't know, just a way for me to continue learning every week. And it's a way for you guys to do the same and for us to be able to do it together. So let's see. All right, we got enough people in here. So let me think about this. What I'm probably going to do here, because I'm probably going to cut all this. This will be like a little pre-stream kind of talk here, just to, say hey to you guys, get everybody in. But I want the video, once this goes up on YouTube, I definitely want the video to start with what the goal of this stream is, what the goal of this video is. And then I'm going to talk about Skillshare for about like a minute and a half or so. And then we'll hop in and download the Epic Games Launcher. If you guys hadn't done that, definitely do that now. So yeah, let's begin this lesson here after I take a little swig of water. But seriously, thanks for joining us, guys. I really think that Unreal is the future here. And I'm glad you guys are on board. All right. Dang, 12 a.m. Thanks for joining. Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for joining this stream and joining me on this epic adventure, no pun intended. But yeah, so starting a new program, in this case Unreal Engine, can be very scary, very daunting, and I want to walk you guys through the process of getting started in this program. Like, how do I even download this program? Where do I download it? What does it look like when I hop in? The goal of this is to just get you guys started. I've been working on in Unreal for the last, 2 weeks. So I just want to share what I've learned in those 2 weeks, mainly getting the program downloaded and getting the Megascans assets imported into your scene. And then I'll just share some stuff that I've learned so far with you guys, like some of the lighting and the atmosphere and the fog and whatnot. But honestly, guys, I think Unreal is the future. It is just incredible, the fact that it's free and all the Megascans assets that come with it are free. And the stuff you can get from this, like, let me just show you guys like what my goal is, at least. And it's cool here. I saw this yesterday, but it's on this weekly spotlight. This is absolutely incredible. This is all Unreal, running in real time, and it looks pretty darn photoreal to me. And with the sound design on, it's just incredible. But this is the kind of stuff, like, if you can do this in real time, this is definitely where the future is. I think you're going to see the film industry and the game industry kind of blend together. You see them using this technology with The Mandalorian, and I think you're going to see that a lot more, right? Because they're using this as like a photoreal background and a backdrop for the Star Wars show. But this is just this video right here. I saw this yesterday. I think it's a beautiful example of what you can do in Unreal. And the fact that all this is running in real time is crazy. And it's like, you guys know, I use Cinema 4D, I use Octane. And that's its own thing, certainly. But when you show me these images here and you say you can do this in real time and get these results, I'm like, okay, I got to figure that out, because I feel like my job as a VFX artist, and I just realized, dang it, my freaking head is blocking the whole thing. That's all good. Let's see, where are we at? Boom. Here we go. So, you know, my job as a VFX artist is to stay on top of the technology and stay on top of educating myself. I don't want to get left behind. And the more advanced the technology becomes, the quicker it will be, or the easier it'll be to be left behind in all of this stuff. And I certainly don't want that. So when I see stuff like this, when I see that Unreal 5 demonstration with like the rocks coming down and the beautiful landscape and like the girl going through and then she busts out the wingsuit at the end, that whole demo, if you guys hadn't seen that, absolutely incredible. I might as well show you. So, you know, this is what really blew my mind, was this Unreal 5 demo. And boy, absolutely incredible, all running in real time. They can change the lighting in real time. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, I have to learn it. If I don't know this, I'm going to be in trouble because it is the future. So I think I've gone on enough about introing Unreal Engine. So before we jump in, I just want to talk to you guys about today's sponsor, and it is Skillshare. So let me find this tab here. Boom. So if you guys don't know, Skillshare is an online community for creatives such as yourselves who are looking to up their game in as many ways as possible. It's set for any schedule, any skill type. If you can think of it, you can learn it on Skillshare. It's actually really, really cool. The classes are bite-sized and set for, you know, basically anyone to learn whatever they want. If you're trying to do photography, VFX, you know, Photoshop, if you're trying to learn how to cook, if you're trying to learn how to do your taxes, you can learn it all here on Skillshare. So since we're talking about Unreal Engine today, I want to talk to you guys about what kind of courses they have with Unreal. So the first one here is actually, I mean, these are all really awesome tutorials. We got Adam Zollinger here, and he's talking you guys through how he set up his architectural visualization, or ArcViz, scene here. And you can see that it's a 5-hour course. And though they do have quick bite-sized classes, they also have, you know, chunky courses like this too. But you can see here on the right, it's all broken down in some, you know, pretty reasonable amounts of time here. So this is kind of what you'd create with this. There's also the Absolute Beginner's Guide to Unreal Engine, and I've talked about this one in the past, but you know, this is a lot more applicable now because we are talking about Unreal, and this is another, you know, 3 hours 38 minutes, but broken down into these bite-sized courses here, and it deals with everything, and it'll get you guys up and running. And the last one, obviously, you guys know that Unreal Engine, well, you may not, it's used to create video games, right? So you can make your own game inside of Unreal Engine, and this course breaks that down for you, so how to create your own game. And again, this is an 11-hour course, which I think is awesome. But again, it's broken down into these bite-sized little chunks. So as a Skillshare member, you guys get access to regularly updated premium content all the time for less than $10 a month for an annual subscription. And to the first 1,000 people who click the link in the description, you guys get 2 free months of Skillshare Premium on myself. So go ahead and click the link. Let's get learning. You got your Unreal tutorials. You got your whole courses, right? So let's just jump into today's episode, guys. Unreal Engine. So what do you do? Where do you go? How do you get it? Okay, just Google this thing, okay? Epic Games Launcher. It's also in the description of this video. I'm going to click the very first link, Epic Games Launcher. You're going to go ahead and download the Epic Games Launcher. It's free, all right? And this is what you are presented with. This is kind of like your hub, your home base when it comes to Unreal Engine, okay? Let's actually just go to the Home tab. Come on, Home tab. Here we go. And you got a whole bunch of news and stuff. It recently, I believe Unreal Engine's owned by Epic Games, right? Hence the Epic Games launcher. They recently acquired Quixel, which is the company who makes all the Megascans assets. So they're working together, which is awesome. But yeah, so this is all the news and stuff. And if we go to store, they have a lot of free video games. You can also buy some games too. We got Borderlands 3, you know, all this good stuff. And then we have library, and library is basically all the games that you have installed, and you got your friends. And then down here is the Unreal Engine tab, and that is what we're here for. Okay, so now you're presented with kind of a new screen, and this is the main screen. This is where this is basically what I'll see every time I open this thing. And again, you have all of this news kind of tailored to developers and people who are using Unreal Engine. And that's where I pulled that Memories of Australia video. And there's all a bunch of cool highlight and spotlight stuff to show off the power of this program. So across the top, we have a bunch of tabs. There's a Learn tab. And this is where you can find a bunch of cool tutorials and stuff. They have documentation that'll take you to, let's just click this. So the documentation, if we go to, what is it, getting started maybe with Unreal Engine, you can look up anything you want right in here. And there's a bunch of resources for learning this program. It's very deep. It's a very, very deep program. So I always find that giving myself a goal like, oh, I want to recreate one of my photos, or I just want to learn about texturing, or I just want to learn about you know, using a virtual camera. Give yourself a goal and you know, look up tutorials for that goal specifically, because if you just try and learn everything, it's going to be too much, I promise. But let's go back to the launcher, the Epic Games launcher. We got more online training. We got a community. There's just a bunch of cool little thumbnails here for different tutorials and whatnot. You have your marketplace. Now the marketplace is a spot for you guys to download assets and whatnot. So you can actually pay money to download different assets, different scenes, fully built out levels. But they also have free stuff. They have a lot of free stuff. This is free for the month, right? So I got this one and I got this one because I definitely want to create those like photoreal cinematic landscapes. That's my goal with this. So that's kind of the path I'm going down with Unreal. But yeah, you can download a bunch of free assets here, and you can actually search for free, permanently free, and there's just a ton of stuff for you guys to get into here and start downloading. Like the list just goes on and on and on. So going across the top, we got library, and this is where this is like your project files and stuff. So up here we have engine versions, and you can click this to install a new version of Unreal. I think the latest is 4.25.1. Oh, 4. Okay, so that's an older version. We don't need that. So definitely install. This is where you want to install it, okay? Is the engine versions. Make sure you have the latest one. Down here is my projects. I only have one. I'm trying to recreate one of my photos. It's been very difficult because there's a lot to learn. But that's okay. I just want to get you guys up and running, and then you can look up all the different tutorials for the stuff that you guys want to learn on your own. And I've also posted some of my favorite tutorials in the description below as well. And then below my projects, we have Vault. Okay, and this is where all of your assets are going to be, like that you've downloaded from the marketplace. So like those mountains right here, the Dead Hills landscape or the spring landscape, you guys can't see it, but like you got Substance Designer, you know, just different assets, different little project assets that you can bring into your scene. You'll add it to your project and it'll load in to Unreal. And then finally there's Twinmotion. I honestly don't know what this is. But it looks like it's some sort of real-time architectural visualization. All right, that's a whole other thing. No idea. Let's go back to library. So are you guys following so far? You got your Epic Games launcher. It's free. All you got to do is Google it, click the first link, download it. And then I just presented this, showed you guys. You want to go to the Unreal tab, go to library. Now, if you go to settings down here, the bottom left, you can check some boxes here because mine didn't look like a tutorial that I followed. And I think it was because I had hide game library checked. So it made it look a little different, like this. I was like, where's the other stuff? You know, where's the store and everything? So that's just an example right there. So let's launch Unreal, right? Top right, launch Unreal Engine. Let's go for it. Let's dive in. So you guys might be installing it right now. You might already have it installed. But don't worry. You know, if you're installing it, we'll be in here for a little bit. So you can catch up. Guys doing good so far, yeah? Oh, Winbush. Everyone say hey to Winbush. He is another Cinema 4D Unreal artist. Very, very, very talented, and he's been helping me out with Unreal and learning it as well. So everyone say hey to Winbush. Check out his videos. He's got some really good tutorials. I've been following him. I'm learning. I'm on the path here. Okay, so you are prompted here with this dialog box. It's asking you to open up a new project file or use one of these templates. Let's just jump into games. I'm gonna start fresh with you guys. We'll go next, and then these are more so the templates, right? So you have a first person template. You can get a third person template. They got vehicles. They got other vehicles. They got top down. These are all for games. So I'm gonna just do like the first person template here, and we'll hit next, and it's asking me some stuff. I think by default this is all fine. Ray tracing is disabled. I hadn't messed with that yet, so I'm not going to get into that. But it's asking you where you want all of your project files stored. So just make sure you give it a nice chunky place on your computer that has enough space to hold a bunch of different files and megascans assets and whatnot. So I'm just going to name this stream, and let's create this project. All right, here we go. Telling you guys, this is the future. This is the future. I want to make this as easy as possible on you guys to show you it's not that scary to jump into this thing, okay? Because how valuable are you going to be as an artist in, say, 1 year when you're ahead of the game and no one knows Unreal Engine, but you've been working at it for a year, once a week for 52 weeks. Yeah, we got to grow our value. We got to stay on top of the industry here. Okay, so I'm in here. I know that if you right click and then use your WASD, your WASDs, you can move around and fly around the scene. So I'm holding down right click and I'm just moving around. And I always think of it like this. Anytime you start something new, in this case, Unreal Engine, you're crawling through the program. You're trying to crawl. You can't even crawl. You're just stuck in fetal position trying to maneuver around the program. But eventually you can start crawling. And once you start crawling, you can get up and you can start walking. And then you'll start running through the program, and then you'll start jumping and doing, like free running around, parkouring around, and then you'll be flying around the program. And when you can fly around the program, I think like you're on the path to mastery. So right now I'm crawling. I am crawling around this program, but that's okay. That's how it all starts. Again, hold right click, use your WASD keys to move around. I know that Q goes down and E goes up. If the camera is going too fast for you guys, you can go to the top right here, camera speed, and just change this, and it'll slow it down a little bit to really like lock things into view. Okay, what else? Let's just talk about what the heck all this stuff is. So on the left, if you guys are used to Cinema 4D, you have your primitives. They're all up at the top here. That's kind of over on the left here. And you can search different things like lights, right? You can have a directional light. You can get a point light. You got your cinematic cameras in here. Visual effects. I've only messed with like 1 or 2 of these things. You have geometry. You can just click and drag. Boom. It'll pop it right in. And you're presented with the gizmo. You know, you can move this around. I don't know, it's doing this weird ghost thing. Let's undo that. Let's go up to basic and let's drop in a sphere or something. And when you drop in the sphere, you got this dialogue on the right, and you can just click this and zero it out. Hit tab, zero these things out. And I know that if you bring this up and you hit end, it'll land on the ground. So the end key, not the N key, the end key. Boom, and it'll snap on the ground. So yeah, we have all of the stuff we can bring into our scene on the left. You can search all this stuff. These are all called actors. They're things that can move around your scene. I believe they're all things that can come into the scene. So you have your camera actor, your cube actor, your floor actor, your lighting actors. Now down here we have all of our attributes and materials and stuff. Now let me move my head over so you guys can see this. So if we go to content, if we click this little content box, you have your starter content folder. And in your starter content folder, you have a bunch of different things that will, get you guys up and running. There's textures, there's materials. Blueprints are like, blueprints would be similar to, like in Cinema 4D, if you set up like an espresso kind of chain or like a node system in Espresso, and it does a certain task. That's kind of what a blueprint is as far as I'm concerned. So like blueprint ceiling light, what is this? It's upside down, but it's like a couple things parented together that perform a task. So I'm hitting spacebar to cycle between these gizmos here, and I'll just rotate this up. And by default, it's on a snapping system. It's on a snapping grid, which is really nice. And then to get it to smack down, we'll hit end, and it'll sit right on the ground right there. And this might be flickering. I don't know yet. I can't tell. So yeah, all of the stuff that you're going to be importing, like textures and materials, that's all going to be down here. Now, when let's say you click on this cube or the sphere, just like in Cinema 4D, you have your attributes manager, you have your details tab, and that's going to have all of the stuff that goes along with this sphere. Get out of here, new plugins. All right. With this sphere, it's all going to be in this little box here, this dialog box. You start with your transform. It looks like it's referencing the mesh, and then it has materials. Let's go starter content. Let's go materials, and let's just throw on some random, I don't know, stone, cobble, something. And I'm just dragging and dropping, and we can get close to this and see, surely that is a cobblestone texture. Let's drop it on the ground and see what happens. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. Whoa, that's weird. Yeah, it's absolutely massive. So I'm wondering, maybe if we double click this material, it's going to open up this little material dialog box here, this material window. Very similar to Octane, when you're in node view. And if we pop this open full screen, we can kind of orbit around this. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's a material. I might just have to close this immediately. Ooh. That is intense. Wow. Yeah, so I want to scale it down. I think there's like a tiling option somewhere. but I do not know where it is. We're already in too deep. All right. We just have this massive thing. Look, how about ground, grass? It's huge. And in time, I'll figure out how to scale that down. It's okay. But you guys get the idea. We can drag and drop stuff on here. I'm just Control-Zing to undo. Let's get to like a wood material on here. That's awesome. So anything else? Yeah, up here in the top right, you basically have like your object window. So you have all the stuff in your scene laid out here. You can use the search bar to search anything you want. But let's go ahead and start fresh. Let's start as fresh as possible. And we'll go, let's see, let's go File, New Level, Default Level. We'll save it, and we'll start in a default blank slate scene here. And you can actually hover over the ground, and you can hit play, and you're in. You're playing your game. You can test it out. You can jump, and you can sprint, and you can hit escape to hop out of that. Okay, everyone following along so far? Where's the beginner stuff? Don't worry. Don't worry. The beginner stuff, guys, is downloading the program. That if you just go to the Epic Games Launcher and you download Unreal Engine, that's the beginner stuff. That's it, all right? So Unreal Engine, we'll go to Library, Engine Versions, make sure you get the latest version. You install it and you launch it in the top right up here. And you just pop into a game first person default scene here. And this is as new as it gets here. This is as basic as it gets right here. This is done for me. We have a couple things in our scene. If I turn off everything, we're in pitch black. So let's go through each one of the things that make up what you're seeing right here, okay? Very simple. Let's keep it simple. So we have a floor. It's on the ground here. And this is all in by default. I didn't add anything. Now you can click on the floor and you can press spacebar to cycle between your gizmos and you can move it around, okay? You can rotate your floor. You can scale your floor up. You know, just like your basic 3D modeling software or your like Blender or your C4D, okay? And we have our attributes for the floor on the bottom right, like we talked about. The scale of it, the rotation, what material is on it, and lots of other stuff. But we're not going to talk about that. So next, we have, there's a little player start icon. And the player start icon, if I click on this, you can see it's situated 112, I don't know, inches, centimeters, random points, above our floor. Okay. And this is where when you hit play, you'll hop in at this point. So I think if I'm correct, I can be back here, I can hit play, and I'll still pop in the middle of the scene. That's what the player start icon is. Okay. Next, we have a light source. So let's just grab a sphere, place it in the middle of our scene. I'm going to move it up and then hit the end key and it's going to fall on the ground. Okay, so it looks like our floor is sitting above the ground as well. So I'm just going to use the grid snap and get it sitting. Oh, if you hit F, that will snap your orientation to, why is the sphere? Oh, because it's not a sphere. Let me delete that and grab an actual sphere. There we go. Let's move it up. Hit the end key and it's going to sit on the ground. Let me scale this thing up. So I'm hitting spacebar again to cycle through. And I'm just going to, let's actually go down to the bottom right in our attributes and scale this thing up. Let's go 5, 5, 5 across the board. It's a little big. Let's maybe just try 2. And we'll bring this sphere up and then hit the end key and it's going to sit right on the ground. Again, I'm holding right click and I'm using WASD to maneuver around. Q and E bring you up and down. All right, so next we have, oh yeah, I didn't go over the directional light. So yeah, we have our light source, and that's basically the sun, okay? It's pointing in that direction. It's up there somewhere. We can't see it because we don't have a sky. But you can change the intensity of it, right? You can change the color of it. You can change the angle, it looks like. If I cycle to the rotation gizmo, I can move the sun around like this. Pretty basic. If you're coming from Cinema 4D or Blender, right? Pretty basic stuff. Now next we have, by default, this default scene comes in with a skylight. And the skylight is your ambient light. I'm pretty sure if I come in here and I turn off the skylight, it's not doing much. But maybe it'll do something if I toggle something else first. So let's take a look at the sky sphere. The sky sphere is the beautiful clouds you're seeing here. And if I click on the sky sphere, you actually have some options. You have your sun brightness. You have your cloud speed, how fast the clouds move. It's really, really cool. Cloud opacity. And then I think there's stars here. You can crank up the stars, but they only come out at night. So you have to take your light source and get it to a point where maybe it's the sky sphere and you have to rotate the sky sphere, or maybe it is the light source. And I'm not sure why the scene isn't updating, but again, I'm new to this. I don't have all the answers. I'm just trying to get you guys started. So that's the sky sphere. That's actually getting you that nice cloud and sky going there. And the skylight is still, I think you need to rebuild the lighting as far as I'm concerned. And rebuild the lighting basically kind of brings things up to date. It's like if you were in Cinema 4D and you refreshed your scene in Octane. I think that's kind of what that is. So let's try it. Let's click this little drop down and we'll build lighting only. And it's going to do its thing. And usually this takes a long time if you have a lot of stuff in your scene. Building will take a minute. So you can see it down here thinking. And our scene was subtly updated. Next, there's a spherical reflection capture, and I think this is allowing things to reflect your environment. That's what the spherical reflection capture is. And then we have atmospheric fog. And it's very subtle, but it's up there, the atmospheric fog. Now, since we're on the topic of fog, you guys know I like my fog. That's one thing that I looked into, one of the first things I looked into when messing around with Unreal. Now, if you hit the G key, it's going to hide all your stuff. You can also hit F11 and hop into full screen mode. So let's go F11 to go back into this main mode here. And let's find, it's exponential height fog. I think it's volumes. And let's type it in. Exponential height fog. Okay, so let's just drag that into the scene. And you can see automatically things have changed. If we click on the exponential height fog, we can take the fog density. Let's just take it to 2. And you have real-time fog. That's so cool. I love this so much. Now, I think you can make it volumetric simply by clicking the volumetric box. So I'm going to scroll down, and under volumetric fog, you can click that. And this is actually how fog really works. I was watching a tutorial that's linked below, He was saying how we get used to this look, but technically this isn't accurate. This isn't right. You want to check that volumetric box, and this is like true fog, how it would actually work. Now, it's really dense. We should be getting volumetric. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that. You can see the volumetric ray of the fog kind of shining around this thing. And my goodness, Gilbert, dude, this little muncher. I love how you guys are dropping all these tips for me. This is great. I have so much to learn. Okay, so Winbush says, yo, quick tip, make your light movable and all your lighting will be real-time dynamic. No need to bake your lighting. Thank you, Winbush. Always appreciate the tips. So light source, scroll to the top, movable, boom. So now the light source is movable, and now it's all real time, it looks like. We got a sunlight coming from this side over here. Look at those volumetric rays. Look at that. That's so nice. If we go back to the exponential height fog, you can change the color of it. You can change it to like an orange or something. And let's go down here. Let's check the scattering distribution. I think let's try that at 2. And that's really going to scatter that light like crazy. And I think you can mess with the bloom and stuff. I'm not quite sure where that is. It might be in like camera settings or something. But it's all in that fog tutorial that I've linked for you guys. Let's take the scattering distribution back to like 1. And then let's take our fog density to 1. And then we'll take our light source and let's actually bring it down. It's up there. Let's just bring it back up. That's awesome. Okay, so that's a very basic fog setup. I just want to let you guys know the exponential height fog is kind of what you want when you're trying to get fog, and you want to just up the fog density. If we go to like 5 and you make it crazy, super foggy, and then just scroll down and check that volumetric fog box. So G is asking, will the real-time rendering beat pre-rendered anytime? I don't know. It sounds like that'd be impossible. Like, if you're putting more time into a render, I think by default it's going to be better, right? But maybe we're getting into a future where they're indistinguishable from each other, which is pretty crazy. And I mean, dude, you guys saw that that Australia like demo, this one right here. I hadn't read up on this, but I'm willing to bet it's real time. Like this stuff is crazy, you know, because you guys have seen like the rebirth thing, right? Quixel rebirth. This came out like last year, maybe a year and a half ago, and this was like the first thing that I saw with Unreal, and how photoreal this stuff can get and how cinematic this can get. Because I mean, as a director, I want to be able to tell stories in cool places, and if I can create them from home, then that's a bonus. Obviously, I'd still like to go to that place. I love traveling, but to be able to create, like, that's the whole reason I got into 3D, was I wanted to create anything I wanted. Anything you want. If you can think of it, you can create it. You can make it look legit if you know technically how to do it. So as long as I keep training and keep learning the program, then I will soon be unstoppable. let's talk about how to get these like rock assets like this right here into your scene, okay? And it's very, very easy. You'll have to download a program called Quixel Bridge or Megascans Bridge. It's just Bridge, okay? That's all I know, by the company Quixel. So I'm going to open this Quixel Bridge. Yep. And you guys have seen me use this before when I'm streaming Cinema 4D. Let's go ahead and move my head back over here. All right. Quixel Bridge is incredible because these assets are all incredible. They're photoreal. And this image I know for a fact was created in Unreal Engine. I watched the whole tutorial and the whole breakdown on this. But yeah, you can scroll through here and get these assets, these photoreal assets with Bridge. And what Bridge does is it'll take the assets and it'll move them into your scene. It works with Cinema 4D. It works with Blender. It works with 3ds Max. It works with Maya. It also works with Unreal Engine and is free with Unreal Engine. Now this is a service. This the Megascan service is roughly $20 a month for the cheapest option. But for Unreal, it comes free. And there is just so much stuff in here. It's so cool. Yeah, you can go to collections and you can find, they have tutorials, there's a community. But if you go home, 3D assets, let's just pull some rocks or something. Let's go to rock and we'll go to assembly. And there's this massive quarry outcrop. Let's download it. So download settings. Okay. We want 8K resolution. We want, let's see, Unreal 4, material preset, Unreal 4, mesh format FBX is fine. And these are all level of detail, LOD. All right, so we'll get all those levels of detail. We don't need anything else really. And let's download it. So that's going to do its thing. Now, there is, if you guys notice here in my Unreal, there's a Megascans button right here. Megascans link with Bridge. Okay, I click that. It gives you some options on bringing stuff in. This is all kind of just set to default for me. But this is how you know it's working. This is how you know you got Megascans hooked up. You'll see this button. And to do that, basically, if you go back to Bridge, when it comes to the export settings, once this is done, you guys will see here. Okay, we got export settings now that it is on our computer. Okay, we'll go to export settings and we can export. We've downloaded the original 8K, but we can export it in 2K or 4K. So we've got our 8K, texture format JPEG, that's totally fine. FBX format is fine. Now we'll go with level of detail 0. That's the highest amount of detail, right? So we're gonna use that. And there should be, right here, for me, I'm already hooked up, but there should be a button right here that says like download plugin for Unreal. You'll click that, it'll start doing the thing, and basically you'll close Unreal, you'll reopen it, and you should have this Megascans button right here, okay? So in Bridge, once you get to the export settings, when you have a material or asset clicked, you'll have this option. We want to export to Unreal Engine. We want engine version, the latest one, right? And then you're telling it where these assets are going, okay? And I'll export this. Up here it's thinking. It's exporting and exported successfully. Now for me, it takes a minute for these assets to pop into my my scene here, or my level in Unreal. You can see right here, importing 0%. That's going to take a second. So we'll let that go. And if you guys have any questions at this moment, I'm here. So ask away. All right. Gavin, thanks for the compliment. I appreciate you. Okay, Lucky. So if I make a small video game for my end project of 3rd year of faculty, that would be a nice start. Oh, that was a question regarding. I hopped into to the middle of a question. Yes, there is a higher quality than LOD 0. There's base mesh or like the original high poly model, but I don't think we need to do that right now. Winbush, thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated, man. It's an honor to have you here on the stream. Yeah, definitely getting into Unreal. Where do I think pyro and dynamics are going? Well, I don't know anything about pyro or dynamics in Unreal, but I did actually come across this program called EmberGen, and it's like real-time pyro and like different simulations, smoke and fire and stuff. So check out EmberGen if you guys are looking for real-time results for that kind of stuff. David, why am I working in Unreal? Just for the real-time renders or visuals, or is there a bigger plan? Good question. So I'm working in Unreal because I think it is the future. I think you're going to see the game industry and the film industry blend together. I think you're going to see more films created inside of Unreal Engine. I'm a VFX artist, and I don't want to get lost. I don't want to get stuck behind, you know, the most up-to-date programs and techniques. I have, like, my job is to be knowledgeable with those things, right? So it'd be dumb for me to just say, oh, this new up-and-coming software that's totally crushing it right now and is free, to ignore it would be irresponsible. So I'm trying to get on top of that game as fast as possible, so I have that knowledge to better myself in the future. It's also a way for me to save time, right? The real-time rendering, absolutely. The photoreal renders, absolutely. That's what I want. And then maybe in the future, maybe I'll make a game, you know, maybe I'll make some cool cinematic game or something. So I think if you guys are trying to get into this industry at all, it would be very wise of you to start learning Unreal. And that's the whole point of this stream right here, is to get you guys up and running. So let's clear this, close this dialog box. We're back in, and let's turn off this fog for a second, and let's get rid of this sphere. Okay, so if we go to the content browser right here, I'm gonna hit content, and this kind of brings us back to our root folder structure. So we see here where there's a Megascans folder now. So I'm gonna double click that. 3D assets, Quarry Outcrop, that's what we downloaded, okay? And right here is the asset. I'll click and drag it out into our scene. And now we have this incredibly detailed rock structure here. And it's all running in real time. Let me see, let me download a surface that will kind of blend in with this rock. So I'm going to go back to Bridge, and maybe we download like, it's cool here because you can actually see the scale of this. So there's a person and then there's the scale. But we can take like limestone rocks, or maybe these ones. Yeah, let's try these. And let's download this. And then I'll use this as our floor, right? AA206 official, welcome to the stream. We are just opening up Unreal Engine and getting some cool assets loaded in to Unreal. That's all we're here to do today, is I just kind of want to demystify this program and show you guys that it's accessible and possible for you to get into. All right, so this limestone rock is done. All right. Let's go to, here's that high poly source checkbox right here, high poly source, which is even more intense, but we're good for now. Export settings, yep, all going to the right place, and we'll export. It's thinking, and finally, it's going to be successful, exported successfully. Let's go back to Unreal, and we'll let this load in, and then we'll populate the ground a little bit. We'll change the lighting, we'll add that fog back in, and that's basically as far as I'm going to take this today, because I have a lot to learn. I have a whole lot to learn. again, you guys want to give yourself a goal. Right now, my goal with Unreal is to, I'll show you guys here real quick. I want to recreate one of my photos. Specifically, this photo right here. This is a film shot that I took in Newfoundland, Canada, right in St. John's, Newfoundland. And it's super foggy, and it's wet and cold and windy. And I'm just trying to recreate this inside of Unreal, and I'll actually show you how far I've got, okay? Once we drop in these rocks and stuff. But this is what I'm talking about. You give yourself a goal, and Google the tutorials that you need to reach this goal. So like, how do I scatter grass across the ground? How do I download the Megascans assets? But I already got you guys on that. How do I create a water shader? How do I import FBXs from Cinema 4D into Unreal? It's actually very simple. You just export FBX from Cinema 4D and import right into the program. This import button right here will just do just that. Okay, so that's loading in. It's loading in all of these level of details, and you can actually fade between the level of details. So when you get real close, it'll be the level of detail 0, but when you go way back here, it'll be like level of detail 5 or something, you know? Okay, so let's load in this little rock asset here, and I'm going to scale this up. Let's see. Let's just scale this up and move it around holding Alt, and that's going to duplicate, and I'm just going to kind of orbit this, and we'll set up like a nice little ground here holding Alt once again. I'll rotate this a little bit. And you can see how like the camera's kind of crazy. So you can go up here to the top right and just bring the camera down to 1, and that's really going to get you locked in. Okay, so we just have like a basic kind of setup here. How do we make a camera and change the focal length? Okay. So what I've experienced, or what I've figured out here, is in cinematic, you have a cine camera actor. And that's basically your cinema camera. I'm going to drag and drop that in. And you get a little preview. You can right click the cine camera actor and go to pilot, or hit Control-Shift-P. Right, we all know we got to try and learn our shortcuts. So let's try it. Control-Shift-P. Didn't work. Let's maybe try it again. Control-Shift-P. I think we're okay. I think we got it. Or am I the sky sphere now? I can't really tell. Yeah, I am the sky sphere. No, I don't want to be that. Let's be the camera. So let's select the camera. Control-Shift-P. Why it's not working, I don't know. I'll right click and I'll pilot it. Okay, that's the point. And I'm using E to kind of come up out of the dirt here. And I'm holding right click and maneuvering around using WASD. All right, so remember, we click the camera up here in the top right, and we're presented with all of our options of that camera here on the bottom right. So let's see if we can go focal length. Let's try 24. Okay. And then if you guys notice, there's this auto exposure going on. If I look up at the sky and then down at the ground, you can see how it gets brighter and darker. And there's an auto exposure element going on here. And we don't want that, you know. You definitely want to go to manual settings when doing your thing inside of Unreal. You want to have full control over it. Oh, come on, Gilbert. This little guy, man, he's just flopping all over the place. Hey, bud, you trying to learn Unreal Engine as well? I think you can do it. Hey, bud. This guy's a little terror. He just getting into everything. Okay. So auto exposure. A couple ways to do that. You can go to lit and go to uncheck game settings. And I think you can just kind of move this around to adjust your exposure. There's also a way, level of detail. No, we don't want that. I think you uncheck game settings and you can do it that way. You can also do it by using a post-process volume. And this is going to give you a bunch of different, it's like in Cinema 4D inside of Octane, it's the camera imager checkbox, and you have all the like camera settings. That's kind of what this post-process volume is. Now, it is a volume, and it's presented as like a little box. So you want to scroll down with it selected. There's a little checkbox for infinite extent, and that's going to make sure that anything we change inside of this box happens to the entire world versus just inside of the box. I know that you can use this kind of stuff for like if you go underwater, you can use a post-process volume to add some blur to the water and like change the color and the tint of everything. So it's stuff like that. But we want it global, right? So we'll hit that checkbox, the infinite extent. And then let's see, we want to adjust the exposure. So we'll go to exposure and min and max brightness. We'll check both of those and we'll just hit 1 for both. And that's going to make sure that we don't have any auto exposure going on. So that's set nicely. Okay. What next? Let's get that exponential fog back in. And let's orbit our sun around the light source. Okay. And we can kind of get it shining down on our scene. Man, that is awesome. And why it's shining through here, I don't know. But we can go full screen mode and look through our camera. And there's got to be a way to autofocus this thing. So with the camera selected, cinema, camera actor, camera options, let's see, camera. I'm not really sure where it is. Lens settings? I don't know how to show my FPS in this. Per the question here in the live chat. But this is about as far as I've gotten, importing those Megascans assets, adding some fog, getting the light going. Oh man, I really want to figure out the focus. Do you guys have an autofocus solve here? Turn off those game settings. What do you mean turn off the game settings? I have so much to learn, guys. I'm at the limit. I'm at the limit. Now I'm asking you guys to show me what's going on. Left corner arrow. Oh, that hops out. I don't want that. I want to be inside of the camera. But I want to change the focus. Lens settings. In cinema, camera actor, search details, you can search for focus. Okay, so I guess you can search with the cinema camera actor selected. Search, we'll go focus. Focus method. Tracking? Is that autofocus? Cannot tell. Back in, tracking, manual focus. Smooth focus, focus offset. Underneath the lens settings, focus settings, manual, disable tracking, do not override. Huh. Oh, it's going to track a certain element. Okay, actor to track. Let's try tracking these foreground rocks. This one right here. Boom. But it's not doing it. Huh. I do not know. Focus offset, is that? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe I needed to select a different one. But I feel like it's not updating. Oh, the eyedropper, okay. Yeah, there we go. So the eyedropper's working. Nice. Let's try moving the sun around. The light source. To see the FPS, go to the upper left arrow on the side of the perspective and look the show FPS. Control Shift H. There we go. 120 frames a second. Very nice. I really appreciate the help, guys. Yeah, this is it. So I mean, in review, you download the Epic Games Launcher. Okay, you go to library, you download the latest version, and you launch Unreal. This is where your different scenes are. So let me open up my photo recreation for you guys and show you where I'm at. I have a lot of work to do and a long way to go to get this thing looking photo real, like that Australia video or like Rebirth, you know. That's definitely the goal. I'm going to open a level and we'll go, I think it's the water test is where I'm doing all this in. And this is where I'm at. Let me hide the floor. So we got the, you know, some Megascans rocks in here. Definitely need work on these shadows because it's just dark on the inside. I feel like I need some bounce light. I got a little water shader going on here that I'm still working on. This is just the ripples. It still needs like refraction and reflection and depth, opacity, and everything. And I've been having a hard time with the landscape. So this landscape here is actually created in Cinema 4D and brought in as an FBX. Same as this guy, this little totem. This is imported from, it's an FBX imported from Cinema 4D right here. And then you can see I got the fog going and everything, but yeah, it's not there. Hopefully we can all look back on this video and see, hey, some progress has been made, hopefully. Yeah, that's about all I got for you guys. Thank you for joining me on this intro, this little setup in Unreal Engine. I hope you guys download the program and can get excited about all the cool stuff you can do with that Rebirth trailer and the Australia thing. I'll link that stuff down in the description as well. So, guys, we have a weekly challenge. I don't know if you guys know about it, but I got a Discord server going on, the Create with Clint Discord server. Every week we get together and we make stuff, right? So we're streaming today, and we're going to stream next Saturday, and we're streaming the next Saturday after that, and we're going to make awesome stuff together and challenge ourselves to learn and grow together. That's the whole point of all this stuff, right? So definitely check out the Discord server if you guys aren't on that, because there's a really awesome community of people who are willing to help you. All the community members have a range of experience from Blender to Maya to 3ds Max to Cinema 4D to Octane to Arnold to Redshift to even Unreal Engine, right? So I'm going to be asking your guys' help. Hit me up on Discord and just let me know, like, start dropping some nice Unreal tutorials, because I'm trying to learn this thing. But we also do a weekly challenge. So every week I issue a challenge here live on the stream, which I'll probably do in the next 15 minutes or so. But first, I'm going to announce the winners of last week's challenge. So basically, last week, the challenge was to create a product that does not exist. Create a fake product. Render out a nice, cool little product photography shot. And I'll pick the 5 winners who I thought rendered out the nicest looking render. So we'll announce this week's challenge once I announce the winners here. So let me get out of here. And we'll minimize Unreal. Okay, let's get that later. See, look at that. Look at the difference. Oh, man, one day. Soon-ish, hopefully. Okay. Let's get these winners. Let's announce these winners of the fake product challenge. Okay. All right. So the challenge was to create a fake product by any means necessary with any program you have, any medium you choose to create the fake product with. So we got 5 winners here, and they are so cool. I actually really like some of these products. Christian with the super chat. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. They really help, because a lot of time goes into these live streams. I got to do a lot of pre-work. I got to do a lot of post-work to be able to present this information to you guys in hopefully an entertaining way. So the super chat is very, very appreciated. And Christian, thank you so much. I'm going to grab that kombucha here once I announce these winners. All right. First up, we got gold. And this is a synthetic, synthetic human kind of generator here he did. This is absolutely disgusting, but really, really cool. You can see inside here, there's a bunch of technology and wires and pumps and fans and circuits, and yeah, this is absolutely wonderful. And not only did it come with one render, but it came with a few. So let's keep going. And yeah, this guy is gold here on the stream. I think he's won one of these before, or on the server. And yeah, look at this nasty, like, synthetic muscle fiber going on here. This is a close-up of the nose. This is so nice. Look at that. Encased in this nasty plastic kind of, it's almost like a pill, like a little pill capsule. And then the skin grows on over top. Look at this. So cool. Moles and everything, and the way it reflects and drapes across the skin, and it blurs out too. Very creepy. Very well done. And then you got all the components that go into it. So you got your skin here, or like the muscle structure, and then your skin that drapes over. And this is my favorite part. This is next level right here. So cool. You got your brain, and finally like the final output. So congrats, Gold. You are a challenge winner this week. Well deserved. Well deserved. If you guys want to see all these in like its full quality and full detail, they'll be up on the challenge winners channel on the Discord server. So next up, we got our very own ice cream paint job coming in with this crazy Photoshop of what is this? This is like a power drill assault gun thing here. And he Photoshopped it together from all these different images. Look at this. This is so cool. So he took all these together, right, to create this here. So well done. This is like a perfect Photoshop job. Congrats, ice cream paint job. You never disappoint. This is absolutely fantastic. First off, I own a DeWalt drill, one of these. It's not on this product page, but whatever. I really like their colors that go into their products. Black and yellow is just a favorite for me, so this is super cool. Congrats, Ice Cream Paint Job, for winning yet again another weekly challenge. Next up, we have Jack Christensen. I think this is your second win. This is so funny. I love the idea of this. It's called a no blink camera, and you honk this air horn, which would only make people just go before you take a picture, which is such a funny idea. I kind of want to do this and just do like a series of photos, for this kind of camera, for this setup. And it looks like you put together, I don't know if this is a render of a TV. I wouldn't be surprised, because you do really quality work. But it's presented in a really, really cool way. You modeled your product, you baked it into an actual television. So congrats to Jack Christensen for winning this week's weekly challenge. Next up, we got John Malcolm. I think this is also your second win. You got your own line of single malt Scotch whiskey, the Ardbeg Fightin' Whiskey. And it's nicely rendered. Very, very nicely rendered. You got the reflections, the nice HDRI kind of lighting your bottle, getting you this nice glass. I think you got... Oh, there goes Gilbert. I think you got the nice look here in the liquid. Very, very good job there. You have this nice embossment here on this look. Gilbert, stop attacking everything. Just fantastic work, Jack. Or no, not Jack, John. John Malcolm, fantastic work. And to both of you guys. All right, and last but not least, this one's actually a video clip. And I think the DeWalt assault rifle was really cool. But as far as renders go, this one's got to be my favorite. This is the Shibui pen by Jari de Brabander. Look how nice that is. The product design is fantastic, right? It's a really nice sleek pen, and I looked it up. Shibui is basically simple elegance in Japanese is, I guess, the style of simplicity and minimalism in anything. It could be in art, it could be in design, it could be in maybe the way you go about your life, maybe your clothing, whatever. But I love the design here. Your composition is so good. This looks legit. This is definitely my favorite one in terms of presentation, hands down. Very well done. Watch that one more time. Yeah, look at that. It's so good. Yes, Gilbert? You like it too? Gilbert likes it. Congratulations to Jari de Brabander. I hope I'm saying that right. You are a challenge winner this week, so congratulations to you. Congratulations to all the challenge winners. And you guys, once again, can see all of those full quality renders on the Discord server under the challenge winners channel. Okay, so be sure to check those out and give them a congrats on the server, guys. John Malcolm, yes, the challenges are a lot of fun. Zalumi, I think you won last week's challenge. He agrees. Yeah, these are really, really nice ways to learn and grow in your skill and in your art, guys. But I hope you guys are looking forward to learning Unreal. I know I am. It's going to be a quest, so hopefully we can embark on this quest together and help each other out, right? So join the Discord server, post some good tutorials, help us out with some good question and answer. I know I'll have a lot of questions about Unreal, so please help. And Renix, yeah, I think you did, but it's okay. It'll be uploaded to my channel here in the next, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 minutes. But before I leave, let me grab a kombucha, courtesy of Christian here, and then we'll talk about the challenge for this week, okay? So I'll be right back. Give me just 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes. Give me 20 seconds. All right. There is not an Unreal section on Discord, but technically there's not a Cinema 4D section on Discord. We can post under, let's see. Let's find out here. So on the Discord server, you guys can probably post under help. You can post under resources is definitely going to be a good thing, and inspirational as well. Like we can post some really cool Unreal clips. And then under 3D, there's compositing, lighting, and rendering simulations, animation and rigging, modeling, texturing. Maybe we should just make an Unreal tab. I feel like I should just make an Unreal tab. We'll figure that out. Okay. So guys, Jacob, why are VFX streams so short right now? I mean, it depends on the project, depends on what we're doing. I'm not walking you guys through an entire process here of Unreal. I'm just trying to get you guys up and running. And sometimes it's nicer to do short ones just for me because they take a lot out of me. And it can cut into a lot of the day. If it's a 4-hour stream, I usually have an hour and a half where I have to get ready for the stream. So yeah, it depends on what we're doing, I'd say. Okay, so guys, we got to issue a challenge. What's the challenge this week? I need ideas. Any ideas? What do you guys want to do? Do we want to do something in Unreal, or do we want to just create something, or do you want to say bonus points for using Unreal? Or do we want to just do another render, some kind of challenge? We did a product this week. Last week was a jellyfish. Do we want to try like something more obscure, like black and white, maybe? A more obscure prompt? What do you guys think? Foggy scene. Something in Unreal. Ooh, magic prompt. Oh yeah, Zen Garden was one last week. Ness, the video game character. Robots. We did Robot. Robot was one we did early on. Macro. Okay. Could be interesting. Snow. I like snow. That's fun. Making a snowy scene. Underwater scene, maybe. Macro sounds interesting. Which you could do if you went with snow, definitely. Foggy black and white scene. I feel like that'd be a little too specific. You can make anything a foggy black and white scene, absolutely, depending on what the challenge is. I'm leaning on snow right now. Okay. You guys can make it foggy. You guys can make it black and white. But the prompt here is snow. All right, that'll be the prompt. Middle of summer is the prompt will be snow for this week's challenge. Okay, so you got to create something with some snow in it. All right. It could be any scene. It could be as big as you want. It could be as small as you want. It could be a close-up shot of snow, like a nice little snow shader that you've created. Or it could be a wide angle view of just like a white blanket across a field, with like my desktop background with some radio towers in the back. Whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, make it foggy. Make it black and white. Make a little scene out of it or something. But definitely include snow because that's the prompt, right? Have fun with it. Definitely include a clay render in your materials list because we want to make sure that you guys are doing everything yourself. Don't just download a snow asset and drop it in and hit render. Spend some time on it. Make something cool. That's about it. Yeah, have fun with it. If you guys have any other questions, just ask them on the Discord server. I will add the prompt to the Discord server right after I close out this stream. But thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be chilling here for the next 3 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. All right? I'll be here. You guys can use any program you want. You can draw it for all I care. As long as you are creating and having fun while doing it. You can do it in Unreal. You can do it in Cinema 4D. You can do it in Maya. You can do it with your crayons. Whatever you want. Is a snowflake okay? Yeah, I'd say that's snow. If you think about it, that's a really it's like the origins of snow. You know what I mean? I mean that is snow. It's one snow. Zalumi, thanks for joining. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. I hope you guys are down for Unreal. I definitely want to get to the point where I can stream some photoreal creations inside of Unreal Engine. That is my goal for the end of this year. So I'll be working on it. Glub, you are welcome. I got you. Ooh, Renix, nice. The A6500, that's a nice little camera you got there. A 50mm 1.8 lens, that's awesome. Congrats. Christian, all right, cool, man. You'll have to let me know the difference between the two and which you prefer, between Unity and Unreal. What am I drinking? This is kombucha from GT's Trilogy. Christian always hits me with that super chat every week. Gets me a nice little kombucha, so I appreciate you, man. How do you render an image in Unreal? Okay, great question. yeah. What if I want to render this? How do I do it? This isn't anything special, all right? This is no special image that, that we're going to render, but how the heck do I render this image? There was like a little clapboard or something up here. It was like a window. I had to add it. Cinematics, movie render queue. There we go. Window, cinematics, movie render queue. So we'll hit the render button. No level sequence found. Okay, so I think I have to make a sequence or something. Or I have to drag my camera into... let's see, cinematics, add level sequencer. Okay, so you have to go to cinematics, add level sequencer. I'm quickly, okay, new level sequencer. Okay, save. And then I think we have to add a track. No, we have to add a camera, I think, cinema actor. Boom. All right, so we're at this point. Hopefully you're following along. I went to cinematics, add level sequence, okay? And then I dragged my camera into the sequencer. So you can do it one of two ways. You can click this little clapboard, render this movie. You can do image sequence, whatever. Yeah, you know, choose your resolution, tell it where to go. You can do it that way. But a way that Sam showed me was you get this sequencer going, just like we got right here, okay? And we go to Window, Cinematics, Movie Render Queue. You render your new level, the one we just made, and then you can click on, let's see, this Settings tab, which opens up this new window. And then I think you can go to Settings, PNG sequence. And then I think if we go to output, you can output your size, so 1920 by 1080. And then there's this really cool trick that Sam showed me, and I'm trying to remember how to do it. Was it, you type something in. So basically you can hit accept and it'll go there, right? You'll render your thing. But let me just try and see if I can get you this one last tip before we leave. Output. Render, deferred render, settings, output. It's under one of these. You have to type in some sort of dialog box. Is it console variables? Okay, settings, go to console variables. And we add one and we type in r.screen resolution and set that to, if I go to 100, I think it's basically saying if I go to 100, it'll render it out at 1920 by 1080, which is what I've selected for my size. But if I go to 200, it's going to render it out twice the size, which is 4K, and then it's going to scale it back down to a 1080, like a 1080 image. So that way you get crisper and cleaner results. So I'll make sure that it's going to the right place. Output. I'm just going to go to desktop. 1920 by 1080. Let's just hit accept and render. What? One or more jobs in the queue have an unsaved map as their target map. Must be saved at least once before rendering. Okay. File. Save all levels. Save. Let's try it now. Okay, what? File, save current, maybe? Boy. I got you this far. Shoot, I don't understand. Well, I think this is where this ends, guys. We'll have to figure this one out later. Otherwise, I think you just make sure you save your stuff. I don't know. And then click this little dialog box. You might be able to just bust one of these PNG sequences out or something, and it'll save out this image. Yeah, guys. All right, I'm gonna get to my Saturday. I hope you enjoy yours. Let's get your learn on. All right. If you guys do want to join up that Skillshare link, it is very helpful for me. So be sure to click the Skillshare link down below. You guys got 2 free months of premium content, premium access for free for 2 months on me. And yeah, it's a really great service. You guys can learn a whole bunch through it. I know their Unreal courses are really extensive, and that can kind of be your foundation when moving forward and working out of Unreal. So yeah, be sure to check it out. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you next time. I'll see you in the Discord server this week, and I'll see you guys next Saturday right here live at around like 10:45, 11 o'clock. Until then, guys, peace. Have a good one.